So now we're recording for the pre-show anyway.
I
So
see.
yeah, that's just kind of that's how we do it anyway. It's not hard of a job anyway. Pretty easy. Then everybody will start coming in here soon, and I think it's really crazy. But you'll get a chance to meet
Oh,
everybody, or at least who's ever showing up tonight. Because sometimes it's hard to get everybody all at once. But that's why I invite people. That's why I invite. That's why we have a big crew like we do. Because if somebody can't make it, then it's like, well, then we have somebody else that can. You know, I've never had to do the show by myself yet. I've always had somebody out here. So but
right. Well, I mean, you got me for what it's worth. I'm like that. I'm the nickel in the bottom of everyone's pants. You just don't know what to do with. Because you see, I would say pennies, but we all know that you don't keep the pennies. You throw them in the penny jar, right?
yeah,
But
absolutely.
it's the random nickel, man. You see silver, you got to keep the silver, but you don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, the pennies are just part of the swear jar process.
Exactly.
So you can
Like,
swear and get away cheaper.
well, you get the change back from the cashier. You're like, you gross pennies. Throw them in the penny jar, and you move on with life.
Yeah. That's how it should go anyway. That's a good way of saying that. Oh, well, what's up, everybody, here on the pre-show? I'm your host with the most, Frankie Slauson, here with my new pal, Zach. I have no idea how to pronounce your last name, so I'm going to let you do that.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Zach Guillemat. I am the
Guillemet. Okay.
yeah,
It's not
I
what
am
I
the
thought it was
owner.
going to be.
You didn't think it was gonna be Guillemat?
No, it's like I thought it was like Gometti or something or
You
something.
know, a lot of people actually pronounce it like that, Guillemetti. However, it's actually yeah, it's a French name. I am the
Uh,
Frenchie.
oui.
We no wee wees. I don't I don't like the wee. No, I'm just kidding.
A big wee wee to you. Yeah, how about that? A big wee wee. Big long dangling wee wee.
No, thank you. Nope, I'm
Oh,
good.
uh, straight as a pole. That's flapping in the wind.
I mean,
On a
either
windy
either
day, anyway.
either that or you got to be really really good in drag, one or the other.
Yeah, I never tried that. No ever planned on it. So if you ever see pictures, I never did that. I wasn't there.
Yeah, you're gonna be like one of those random politicians that just get caught with it, like, oh, they were doing drag 20 years
Yeah.
ago.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here comes one of my friends right now here. Mr. Lance, Mr. Warlock, Mr. Hollywood.
Oh,
Oh,
here we go. Let's see here. Did you
what's
want
up,
me to
Lance?
introduce?
Hello, sir.
What's going on, Zach?
I was gonna say, did you want us to introduce ourselves, or are we gonna wait to the actual
Well,
show?
you can introduce yourself now, but you'll probably be reintroduced here when the show starts.
So, sounds good. Hi,
Because
everyone.
everybody will see you. Like I said, with the pre-show, this will air on Saturday on the Grand Forks Best Source uh,
Right.
replay. So, but yeah, so that everybody knows the how this goes. But since you're new, it's
Yeah,
like,
I'm the new kid on the block. Please forgive me. Don't put a sign on me that says "kick me," please.
oh, why would they do
Oh,
that?
the bully on the
Well,
block.
Zach, I want to introduce you to Lance Warlock. He's one of the best guys that I know as far as like just just being on the show and just we have a long history and it just and I think the history's going to exceed itself here into the new year and then who knows
Hello, Zach.
Hi, how is it going? You
Not
guys
too
got way
bad.
you guys got way better setups than I do. I mean, I'm just over here with a phone and with a trucker headset. I feel like I'm very low on the totem pole, low maintenance.
Sounds good on my end.
Yeah, sounds good
That's
on
good.
my end too. Sounds like you. It doesn't. I mean, you can't really tell that what type of stuff you're using because sounds
Yeah.
the audio sounds good. As long as the audio sounds good and the video looks good, which it did when we chatted earlier on, that's all that matters. You don't need to spend
Yep.
thousands of dollars on shit at all.
Yep.
None of
Right.
us
I
do.
do miss I do miss the Renegade radio backdrop every once in a while. I'm like, man, I mean that says it all right there.
Well, I just thought everybody was kind of sick of it, so that's why I just kind of bear it all here. Just like.
Well, that can be bear it
Well,
all. I
I
get
was
it.
going to say, Lance, I don't know. I mean, do you ever pay attention to the wall here at all when we do the shows at all? Because you know you're up here. You're up there. You've always been up there.
I
Where the
I see
fans kind of
that.
going, kind of 1,000 miles an hour. Yeah,
I
that's
see
you.
that. Yeah,
That's
okay.
that's the first thing you ever sent me. That's your autograph picture from back in the very first after the very first interview we did.
I know that guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was a little guy at the time, but
You know what's
see,
even funnier, I think, is that was before you were born.
of course.
Oh, he's pulling out the big cards. That's before you were
Well, there's
born,
only
before
a
you were
there's
Yeah, that's giving my age away.
yeah. Well,
Woo!
there's only like a 15-year age gap between the two of us, or more, or maybe 16. I don't know. Well, probably about 15, because I'll
Well,
be 41 here, and you'll be turn your age here pretty soon. So
what age?
Jeez.
56.
yeah, 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 yeah. I'm still rocking and rolling, right?
That's right. That's I can't help it. I'm a
well,
sucker.
Well, see, that's why when I was talking to you yesterday on the phone about a potential vacation idea, because I really haven't gone on a real vacation in a long, long time, and I just thought,
What's a vacation?
that's where you go to Strathcona and lay low for a while. Paradise, right? Yeah, whatever. Some people do that. I was like, no, I don't do that. No,
Yeah,
I
those people are rich.
yeah, yeah. No, see, I haven't been on an Amtrak train since I went to Astoria, Oregon, the second time back in 2012, and I missed that town. I know that town like the back of my hand. I can definitely tell you. That's why if you've never been there, and if that's something that we could possibly do, you know, for one of the days that I'm there,
So
that would be
you've
fun.
seen it? You've seen the
Oh
house?
yeah, I've been all over it. Just that I miss it. I miss that feeling of just being
I
in that
gotcha.
in that in that presence of that area. Because like I
Yep.
said, when I went the first time, I walked around the whole damn town. It's a bigger city than it looks like. You know,
Yeah.
it's not just a small town. It's a small town on the coast, but it's
I've
like
been
it's
through the town, but not to the house. I
oh okay.
when I was through there, I wasn't even putting two and two together or thinking
Well,
about it.
when I saw the like the map of how far from your area to Astoria, you're about 3 hours away, and if we go the way you could go through like Tacoma and Mount Vernon, I think, or Olympia or wherever
Yep.
the
Straight
line goes.
south.
Yeah, so I don't know if we'd be covered by because there's that bridge that goes from Washington to Oregon. I don't know if
Hmm.
we connect that way or what way we be coming out or to get into town. But
I think it'll depend on how it guides us through there.
okay,
Because I mean, if we do straight down the main interstate, then I think that is probably where we'll cross directly in. Because often, you got to come down into Oregon and then directly west.
uh-huh.
So you end up going off the interstate. So that's where I'm never really sure where they want you to drop in at to get to that specific west.
When I went to Astoria the first two times, the Amtrak brought me to Portland, so I was there at the bus stop or the bus garage for about 8 hours or so or whatever. So when we went to the bus, it let's see, it brought me like to Astoria, but it's about 2.5 hour drive, and we ended up going to like Seaside and some of the other towns beforehand. But the way that we went there was like the opposite side. So like the bridge was like we were coming up to the bridge, but like we didn't like go on the bridge to get to the town. It was like on the where Seaside and stuff is and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to do like a private call, me and you, and we'll talk more about that later on because I have some ideas, and you know, I'm just looking forward to it. That's what I want to do. I want to come down and hang out for a few days and just get away from here and just, you know, I'll go on the Amtrak train, go somewhere fun, you know. Why not go to the Pacific Northwest one more time? You know?
How long does that take?
Well, I mean, when I went to Portland, it was like a 20 or maybe like a 24-hour, maybe 30-hour trip. But then that overnight, like they would drop us like the plane or the train would connect from we would stop in Spokane, and then they would take the other train would take connect to Seattle, you know, the other half of the train,
Oh,
and then
okay.
we would go the way to Portland. You know, so but that'd be like at maybe 1, 2, 3 in the morning or whatever. So,
That's kind of goofy, but okay.
I mean
Okay.
that's just the way
Yeah.
the train schedule. I can't really nothing I can do about that. But
Oh,
with the
I bet
time
you
change and
could.
everything,
I think you could. I think
what
you could tell him,
what?
I need a
Tell-
straight through. I don't need to get off. Just get me there.
Just go up to the conductor's area.
That's it.
Tell him you're done, buddy.
Do you
Scram.
know who
I'm
I
taking
am? I've
over.
got a show.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. So, and I'm
you
late
know
for
who I am.
And I'll
it.
complain on my show,
Yeah,
and then we'll all have free Amtrak tickets.
yeah, that's right.
Crappy service wins.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's how you do it. Wow, is that how you get
You-
things done, Lance, in your area? Wow, I can't
I
believe
got to tell you, man, I mean, when everything is so ridiculously, overpriced and just stupid that, yeah, sometimes attitude seems to win over.
But you don't use your Hollywood card and just say, "Hey, you know who I am? You
No,
know who my
God,
father
no.
is."
God, no.
You would be who you are, Mister. Not you, but like the person you're talking to. You would be who you are, where you are in life. If it wasn't for my father playing Michael Myers in
Yeah,
Halloween too.
even though you don't know that and you weren't even born. I mean, I guess I could always try it, but
They'd probably
yeah,
just security
that's
probably kick
terrible.
you out, probably and ban
They
you for
just
life,
stare
probably.
at me with a, yeah, get
Yeah,
out. Just
yeah.
get
Get
out.
out,
just,
have some
just
dessert
look
too.
them dead in the eye and tell them I've been on this earth longer than you've been a twinkling in your dad's ball sack.
Well, that, when you can start playing that card to that extent, I think you could really have some fun with it.
Right? That's what I was saying. When I'm older, I hope to be one of those guys that you would find at like your local McDonald's or whatever in the morning that just sits there with a grumpy face making sarcastic comments all day. It sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, you want extra fries with that? Oh, here's your fucking fries.
Yeah,
Here's your
yeah.
fucking fries.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no.
giving no ketchup either.
I'm not saying like working there. I'm saying like
Oh, just be kind of one of those what is
yeah,
it,
just
some
be
of the
one
angry
of those guys
people.
that sits yeah, one of the guys that sits in the like the corner booth and just like it gives everyone a creepy stare. Yep,
Wow.
yep.
We
It'll be
got enough of those people around our area, I think.
that's true, we do.
No kidding.
And then they come to the casino and sometimes it bother me. Those people
Wow.
anyway.
Hey, what's
Anyway,
have you like seen a really big payout?
I mean, yeah, I mean they come and go. I think
What's a
last
good
night,
size payout?
well, last night we had somebody win 25 grand, but they
What were they
see it.
playing?
I was paying attention. It happened when I was like on break or whatever, so I just heard about it.
How come I
I
don't do that shit?
I don't know. You're not betting high enough, I guess. I think the guy was betting like $10 a spin. So eventually it just happened. But I've seen it where some people have bet like 60 cents for like a couple of spins and they win $6,000, no problem.
Yeah, what about me, bitch?
Well, you should bet 60 cents a
I
spin.
went Saturday and spent all kind of money, didn't win.
I'm
See,
sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
what he doesn't tell you is that after they get to the max dollar amount, the next thing that breaks is kneecaps.
Yeah, that's right. And my spirit, because here I am sitting there being a security guard making not that much money, and yet, these guys would get $10,000, $15,000, no problem. And that's my year's salary right there.
That used to be me. That used to be me years ago.
so then you actually can relive that scene in Casino
Well, if we had
where
mafia people, sure, but we don't have that
where
here.
the guy goes up with the cattle prod to the guy at the table.
No,
You know,
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that yet. I haven't watched that yet. So I got to. I should, but I haven't. I haven't in my collection. Oh, the Casino, Godfather, all the Goodfellas, all that stuff. I just haven't paid time for
well,
mob stuff yet.
that's the same guy that played that Michael character in H2.
Okay, okay, okay.
Oh, it's him and De Niro.
Just beautiful, huh? Just
Oh,
beautiful stuff going on.
I love all those shows. I love all those movies.
yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah.
Well, Sam,
I grew up with the mob.
Sam, I finally put your poster up there or your autograph picture. You're right next to Lance up there. And
Oh,
Lance
I
is
thought I
right
saw.
there.
Oh
You're
no,
right
I
over
didn't
there.
see it last week. Okay.
No, I didn't put it up last week. I put it up last week after the show was done, and I thought, well, I should probably put this up now.
Looks like you're
There.
missing the frame.
Yeah, there's no frame.
You
There will
cheap
be
motherfucker.
there will be oh jeez. There will be
He ha
eventually, but
he hangs it with pride next to his Girl Spice album.
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Did you watch the DVD though?
Hell, no, I'm not watching porn. Not that type
Why?
of porn. I'm just not into that old
Yeah, but
70s
it's
Bush
not like
porn.
porn. It's like a show. It's like a TV show, like a Jay Leno show, but they do stuff for me.
Yeah, I don't want to watch that type of stuff. I will watch. I watch for you because I love you, but the other stuff that I don't want that in my mind. Just like all that 70s
Oh
Bush
my God,
porn and
I
everything.
love porn. I was watching porn the other day, and honest to God, I popped up in it. I popped up in one of the porn shows.
I mean, I'm not saying I
I'm
don't
like,
like.
here I am, but I'm interviewing a girl, but still, then
Yeah,
she starts honking some black guy. And I'm
I'm
like,
not saying I don't like porn. I'm not. Yeah, I'm just not into the old 70s Bush porn. Okay, or everybody's like, oh, boo, there it is.
I think you'd be surprised if you watch it. You might think different.
Bush porn?
I don't know. Like the
I
70s
like
music.
that.
I like the
Yeah, but that's
music.
back. Bush is back.
Well, I'm from Green Bush, so big bushes are green, right? No, I mean, if I'm going to
Until
watch it,
fall.
it's going to be something. It's going to be more to my liking, Which I don't know why I'm talking about this. It's just people are going to watch this and think, oh, he's just a fucking pervert now. It's like, oh.
I don't give a shit what they think of me.
You're a realist.
But what I'm saying is that I just, I don't talk about that like that much around people,
Right.
Like I've seen it, I've watched it, yes, but I just haven't. I don't like the old 70s style Bush stuff,
I have
or
an
80s
idea
Bush or
for
whatever.
like a next for one of our podcasts here. A topic would be guess the internet search history.
Oh God. Oh, okay.
All right, what terms do you think were used?
Well, Sam, this is Zach, by the way. Just in case
Yeah, does he
wanted-
have a face for radio or something? He's not on it.
He's so afraid
Yeah,
he's so afraid
I'm
to go on camera.
Are you
No.
serious?
No, I'm not. I'm
no.
just kidding. He's a monitor guy or the admin for the local Thief River I keep saying chit chat community chat page.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
confuse the two, please.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until because that was what the other one was called, and I didn't know that beforehand.
Well, it looks like John when John's on. John don't move his lips when he's talking.
Well, he's having computer issues. He always has computer issues on days of recordings and everything.
It looks like he's up in the point of his house in
He
some
is. I
dark
think he
attic or something.
Yeah, I've been to his house. It's a pretty nice house, but you figure the internet. I mean, he could probably get better internet, but I don't know why he's such six was huge. Hughes is shitty. Very shitty.
This is a new internet I got now. We canceled Spectrum. We got new companies just come out.
Yeah.
It seems to be okay. I mean,
Are you getting everything you're supposed to get this time? Proper speed and everything. Remember
supposed
last.
to be the best 1 gig. I don't know, one or
Who's got
one. Well, no, not the drug.
Darn.
God. No, we don't do that to your kids. We don't
Yeah, we only
this.
talk about porn instead. Gotcha.
Well, yeah. This is a porn show. Remember, that's all it is. This is a porn show. Sam's the host now.
Family friendly,
Yeah.
good for everyone.
I was going to say before I get the live ready, we the show last night that we did with Mama T, it was good, and I know she's watching, but I'm going to be completely 100% real since she's not on the show. I'm going to kind of tell her kind of how I really felt about some of the stuff because I feel like they kind of like I don't know, like my take is I'm very grateful to be that I was a part of it, and I'm glad that I was on the same episode as you, there, Sam. But I
Yeah.
feel like my interview kind of got kind of rushed a little bit. Did you feel that at all with your like she was kind of rushing
Well,
the questions and
she
everything?
keeps it to a point. That's I mean, keeps it to it like
Well, I told her ahead of time that I give long answers.
right.
I talk, like half an hour isn't really a lot of time. But we can make it work. I kind of fucked up a little bit, but because if I would have did it on my computer, there would have been no really time reason to edit anything. I pressed like I was on the phone, so my I must actually hit the return button or whatever. That's
Right.
what happened. And if I would have done it the better way, then it would have probably been a little bit more, whatever, more
Right.
professional. But
Yeah, but I think I'll tell you what, John, to be honest with you, I think your interview was I thought I watched the whole thing while I was in the green room, I guess you want to say.
oh, that's it.
And
Yeah, I suppose that you can probably see
I thought your
everything.
interview was great. I mean,
Oh, I
your
appreciate
questions
that.
were hey, there he is. Your
Yeah.
questions
Hey,
were your answers were great. You know what I'm saying? But like there's probably more I could talk about, but you know what?
Yeah,
I put out what I could. I mean, there's a
sure.
lot more I could have talked about with Bill Kinnison, and when you interviewed me, it was like an hour and a half long. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
But sometimes people might get bored with it that long. That's a problem.
Well, I mean, my biggest thing is that she didn't make time to promote anything until like literally in the last minute, and she was waiting for Jeremy to do it. And I said, well, it's your show too. You should probably, you've been promoting everybody else. Where's our promotional stuff? Because
Yeah,
nobody
she
knew
should have.
about it.
If she would have promoted it before, I think I would have got more listen, more watchers.
Oh,
But
because I
it'll be out again. So
Yeah, I tried to share it as much as I could with everybody, and I tagged a lot of people in it, probably about 95 people in it, just to watch it.
Zach,
So
are you
that,
in an airplane?
yes,
huh?
he's a
Yes.
pilot.
No, I
He's
am a
supposed to
truck
be a pilot.
driver.
He's supposed to be a pilot and driving right now, but he's
No, actually, I am on my 30-minute break.
yeah,
So
crazy.
yeah, what you're seeing here is my lovely abode.
It looked like you were in
Basically,
an airplane or something. I was like, man,
right?
this
Doesn't
guy
it? Like, all right, let's
high
put it.
first class too.
Yeah, right. I thought so too. It comes with a bed and a TV and a and a microwave.
You must got Wi-Fi built into the truck, or is it like just through your phone and everything?
I'm just going through cellular right now.
You got better Wi-Fi than we do.
I do actually have a little Wi-Fi thing for when I spend the night in my truck, but for the most part, I'm just a local driver, so I barely have to use the sleeper. But occasionally I do.
Sure, sure, sure. Well,
That's
let me
cool.
get the live ready here while you guys are chit chatting here, and we'll just kind of get going here. Yeah, because we got a very special guest tonight about 7 o'clock. We got Tracy Morgan, not the comedian or actor that everybody knows. So again, Sam, I'm sorry. Yeah.
It just doesn't got the name recognition yet. We got to pull bigger actors. Come on now.
Oh, bigger actors. Yeah, let's get Michael Winslow back out here.
Hey, and I
Well,
told you I saw that documentary like Friday morning or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, she did.
And there she is.
Yeah, she was asked to partake in that because of this the fact of how big of a fan of John Candy that she is, and her stuff is very, very good. The books and stuff are very. I mean, they really tell a story like she knew him, even though she never knew him, but she's just always been a fan, and I think that's great. I think that's just wonderful. That she could do
I
something like
started
that.
writing I wanted to do a movie on Sam Kinison.
Yeah.
And I had people that was going to help me with everything, and it was going to be a great movie. It's going to be like I was going to start off with his crash, me in the crash, and
Yeah.
then when he's laying in Carl LeBeau's arms, then I was going to have the flashbacks, like his
Oh,
younger life, leading
sure.
up to that again. You know what I'm saying? And everyone thought it was brilliant, but I never did it. I never did it. I never. Nobody. I mean, out of
No,
respect.
no, you just haven't done it.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it
Mhm.
now because I'm a lot older now. You know what I mean? I was 20
Well,
years younger. I
I
look like
mean,
Sam.
yeah. I mean,
Mm.
Now
sucks
I look like
about.
your poster. Look.
Put an executive producer
No, the
there.
poster on your Renegade radio.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what we made it like, I mean, that was the whole idea. Yeah,
Yeah, but I,
that's
I
just,
I thought that would have been a great thing. Like the accident happens, boom, and then the flashbacks as I'm laying on, like I'm going, I don't want to die, and then the flashback to
yeah,
when he
yeah,
was a
yeah.
little kid and got hit by a truck, flashback to when he was a preacher, flashback to his comedy routine, comedy acts, to his marriage, and then slowly working into the wreck. You know what I mean?
So, would you have thought about playing the whole character, all the roles of Sam then at that point, or would you got somebody
Like at the
else?
time, yes, I was going to do the whole role.
Okay, okay.
Because I had someone to play like Bill Kennison. I had someone to play, I had played some people to play some stuff, play people. And one guy was telling me how to do it, to write it down and do stuff. And I didn't do none of it. I didn't do none of that, but it was in my mind. I told people about it. They loved the idea. They loved the concept, but it never happened.
Never
Okay.
worked out, huh?
Story of my life.
Yeah,
On Renegade Radio. Talking about
yeah. No, I understand.
maybe Sean can make my dream come true now.
Yeah, because let's just make movies, I mean,
That's
let's
right.
just go. Let's just try. You never know. I mean, you never know
Yep.
when it
Yep.
comes to
This
that
is
sort
the
of thing.
best setup I ever had. Like I can listen, all the other shows I can't hear you guys. I'm gonna have a tough time. Man, see, I don't know if it's the new thing I got, but I guess it's perfect. Everything's I get the I got perfect speakers, everything. It's great. Yeah, the computer's great again. It's great again.
Just so you know, there's Zach that Sam will embrace us with a little Donald Trump, once in a while.
It's the
So
I
worst
love it.
invitation at all, but I mean, I try,
No.
I try eating the dog
There's a
tonight.
nine,
Yeah, I
nine,
tried eating the
nine,
dog
nine
tonight, but it didn't
sucks.
taste too good. So I tried the cats. The cats are pretty good with barbecue sauce. I'm telling you. My wife's over. My wife's over there shaking her head. Shut up. No.
yeah, that's right.
He'll come
That's
over and
right.
kick my ass.
Well, here's the link for the show here, so you can share it around here. And let's see. Let's
I
just
got it.
see. Well, here's the link send it for the show here, so you can share it around.
Let me
Just
lower this.
mute your audio. That's right. That's right.
There you go.
That's right. And Lance, I'm going to share it with you too, even though I know, but I'm going to share. I'm going to share it with you and see if you can. Maybe you can share it
Sure.
with other
Sure.
people. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, do you have people that that have Facebook?
Hey.
I'm sure you do.
Probably.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
Is that
Yes,
like the
I bet you know a
weirdest
lot
thing?
of friends.
Yeah,
Well,
is that just the weirdest thing that I don't have it?
you should get it. I'm really
You're
serious.
no, I think he's smart. Get out of here. I think he's smart.
No, but you keep saying that, but don't say that.
I wish I never
I mean,
had.
he is smart, but I mean, just I would like to interact more with my friend. That's
Yeah,
what
that'd
I'd
be
like to
cool.
do.
I like you, Lance. You're a cool dude, man.
He and I are planning a vacation. Well, I'm planning to come hang out with him for a few days
Where you live, Lance?
in May.
Seattle.
Okay.
Well, I'm planning to come sit. So,
Hey, check
all
it
right.
out. I can actually watch us.
Dude, it went into.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you're able to, I mean,
There's John.
yeah, here he comes.
There he is. He's in a different location.
I don't know. He's still in the same old location.
Yeah.
Oh no,
It's
yeah,
a
he's in the
different
same
hat.
location.
It might just be might just be a sausage fest tonight, folks. But that's
Wait,
okay.
is that a Pittsburgh Steeler
We all
hat?
love sausage here.
Oh, hey. Them
We have the
fighting
best
words, buddy.
sausage. Leave No one compares.
Some best some Vikings humor there, huh?
John's in a room where his wife holds him hostage, but he's great. I mean,
All right, well,
I gotta give
Zach's pretty good at that too.
kudos to my
Zach.
wife.
What's going on, John?
Oh, I gotta give kudos to my wife. She's up here for 50 minutes trying to get this fucking computer on.
Really?
It's like you can't even connect to internet or anything,
My wife's laughing because she had to help me
even to get
all
the
the time.
computer on. Well, no, it's like it falls asleep. My wife, she works on computers. That's what she does for all her work. But this thing for so we just had it in to the best computer guy in Grand Forks a couple of weeks ago, and it's worse than it was. He's like, "Oh, you're good to go till at least a year from October." Okay. Well, anyway,
A
I'm not going to name
year
any
from
company. So
October.
Yeah,
They
that's
can predict.
or they can be dicks about it. One of the two. Jeez.
We got the
anyway,
best dicks.
so yeah.
That's the spirit. That's what we want to hear. All
Right.
right, so I'm
I
gonna.
like Zach already. He should be on every week.
Well, have in. Hey, we might have him on more because there's some ideas that I have rolling in my head that where
We're gonna
he
do a
might.
show in the back of the truck while we're going to Mexico.
That's right. Look, I rounded them up. I found them. I said, "Hey, you're a bad hombre. Get in my truck, and I'm bringing him back down to the border." Oh, okay, I lost the accent there for a second, but
Oh, you went a little too Mexican for us. Jeez,
yeah.
with the rolling.
Well,
Ombre, you know.
when you're in Greece, you're doing the Greece too. Or
You
is it
say
for home?
Opa.
Fuck.
I
Whatever.
my wife and I were in Europe last year, whatever it was, and you ever see the Friends episode where Joey was trying to get the part but he had to speak French, and he's just boo blah blue, boo blah. Well, I was doing that shit over there, and it was driving her nuts. Then we'd go to Greece, and it'd be 33 meters. She'd be shut up. I
Wow,
love doing that stuff.
that's funny. That is funny. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another great edition of Renegade Radio. I'm your host with the most, Frankie Slauson. We are at season 3, episode number 11 already here. It's what is it, the 23rd of September, and we've already it's already fall now. Summer is
Shut up,
officially
Frankie.
over.
Today, I think.
I think yesterday.
F-word.
I think the F word.
Oh.
Yeah, fall. You know, I thought.
Oh.
Well, there's worse. There's worse F words. You know.
No, this is the first day of Hispanic Heritage Month. It
Well,
really
hombre.
is. That's what it says on my phone.
Oh well, and being's a disease to you, I guess. As Red Fox would say in Sanford. So.
I'm having tacos tonight.
Ah, sounds
Who knew?
good.
Sounds great.
Anyway, but yes, I'm your host with the most, Frankie Slauson, and tonight we're joined by newcomer Zach. We'll say, and Zach, please, pronounce your last name for everybody so they know.
Wow, if you insist, it's Zach Gillimat. Hi, everybody. I am the owner, founder, and admin of the Thief River Falls community and chat. I'm a pleasure to be on here. Feel free to laugh at my dumb, ugly mug. I hope that tonight's going to be a fun time.
And then we got Lance
You know,
Warlock.
if you guys
We got Screaming Sam. And he has his audio muted, but that's okay. He hears us. And then we got
Yeah.
John Roberts there. So welcome to tonight's show. We got a special guest tonight calling us. Well, we're calling her all the way from the United Kingdom in about an hour. Her name is TRACEY Morgan, and she wrote a book, which I have here. I actually have a few of the books. I have her book about searching for candy, the second edition of her autobiography on John Candy, the man, the myth, the legend. And I have that book, and I have this book, the A to Z of John Candy, which she sent me a few years ago. And then I also have the first edition of the Searching for Candy that came out about 2019 or before the pandemic, anyway. So, and there was another book that she did about planes, trains, and automobiles. I know I got that somewhere, but I don't know where it is. I have so many books and stuff of this, pop culture and movie history and all types of things. But it should be a lot of fun having her on because I've had her on before when I used to do radio, and she was fun to talk to, fun to communicate with. Just somebody that's so passionate about somebody. I mean, have you ever met people like that where it's just, you meet somebody and you just feel like, very good warmth, that this person really, really is a good person just because of who they like and what they are, what they're all about and everything. Should go to show that there's some really good people out there in the world. Because while most of us in our reality worlds or whatever are too focused on our daily lives and everything, she probably thinks about John Candy probably more times than the most average person probably. So I mean, so that's kind of how that goes anyway, as far as liking somebody. But she'll be on about 7 o'clock our time, and in about an hour, and that'll be a lot of fun. So, what's been going on, everybody? What's new in everybody's life, John? What's John Roberts? What's going on?
Wrapped up the race season Friday night, getting ready for the beet harvest. Trying to schedule shows for my guys to keep working while I'm hauling beets. And then it'll be getting ready for hunting season. Trying to get some fishing in before it gets too cold, I hope. Been busy. Weddings and funerals, crazy.
Now,
I wish there was more.
Which 2 episodes are you going to be gone for? The next 2 weeks after next week, or is it more longer than that?
I don't know. It might only be one episode. It depends on what day we start, and if we go nonstop. I know from what I was told by a couple of our guys, it'd be like 9 full-time 24-hour days. So depending on what day we start, we're supposed to start the 1st. But if it's too hot, they put it back, and they only give you like a 24-hour notice, so it sucks. I'm trying to schedule ahead and anticipating, because if we're not going to start on the 1st, we're going to run down to the cities. Our nephew has a big rib fest cook-off with a whole bunch of people and a big party. I want to be there.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, and then get done with that, and then I don't know, deer hunting and flipping winter. I still got to get all everything put away and get all the snow stuff up. Yeah, it's typical. You know what it's like up here.
Oh, absolutely, I do.
Yeah, I was going to say, Zach, I would have known how to pronounce your name, Zach, because I'm from Thief River originally. And I know you know the Lilias, correct?
The who's?
Lilia.
Sounds familiar, but I don't know from where. Sorry.
Laura, what were the boys' names? There's like 3 boys. Anyway, and then Casey. What?
Casey, do
you know who Casey Guillemette is?
That's my brother.
Okay. Well, who's his mom? Oh, you're just fucking with me.
Laura, I believe.
And then her family. Anyway, I just knew you guys knew each other. Anyway, forget it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I just never really knew what her last name was, to be honest. It's one of those things where you just refer to her as, Casey's mom,
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
What else to say?
Well, John is the founder and co-founder and creator of Grand Forks Best Source. So he's our God. We worship him.
Well, and now, John, all the beets that you are harvesting is that region something that I actually will feed from?
Yeah. Do you ever buy Crystal Sugar? That's from American Crystal Sugar Factory, right down the road from my house, from one of them.
Okay.
So you either drink sugar from around here, or have sugar from around here, or cane sugar. And cane sugar isn't as popular up, unless you're down south. But Crystal Sugar all comes from sugar beets.
What about crystal meth? What about crystal meth? Where does that come from?
I don't
Celery.
know.
The meth
that what Zach's doing right now?
The meth beets.
I just assumed that it came from the stripper on the corner there. Her name is Crystal too, but that's where I thought the name came from.
Wow.
Well, it's Crystal's meth, right? Oh, no.
That's right.
Yeah,
Maybe
John's
that's
talking about Crystal and he's talking about Kane. I'm like, damn, someone's getting high there.
This is turning into
No,
a party.
yeah.
That sounds
You
like it,
should.
eh?
Yeah, we talked about last week. The harvest is really it's a special time around here, but it's a nuts time. I mean, people come from all over the country to work these harvests.
Yep.
Excuse me. You can work at the factory here. Basically bring a tent if you need to. We got campgrounds or whatever. It gets a little cold, or it won't. But and these people get paid really good money. They need them for only a month, so they're not drug testing or nothing. So you get them all walks up here, but
Sure.
it's just nuts. It's nonstop, 24 hours a day. My truck, the only time my truck shut down for 10 days last year was to check the oil. And that was it. Otherwise, you didn't even turn it off. It ran nonstop until you're
He
done.
is absolutely
it's okay.
correct
See you
here.
next
As
year.
someone, yeah, you're
Wow.
absolutely right. As somebody who worked for Trans Systems there for a little bit, there, I was one of the fortunate people that actually, was able to get out of the truck for 12 hours.
A little bit.
I was one of the fortunate people that actually, was able to get out of the truck for 12 hours.
Can you mute your audio there, Antique Man?
I was one of the fortunate people that. I'm
There you
sorry.
There we go.
Was that me?
No, that was Antique Man. That's another Eric.
It's like I heard you the
It's
second time.
okay. It's
Sorry
okay.
about that.
It's okay. Well,
Go ahead.
anyway, we're just happy to. Well, we got everybody here now. Other than Mama T, we got the Antique Man, and we got the return of Mad Dog as well. Mad Dog, how was your surgery? How'd that go?
I had a little goof up during the road there. I'm still hurting. I
Oh.
should be in bed. They don't want me out of bed for the next 2 weeks, but
Oh,
it's hard just to lay there, believe me.
okay.
Yeah,
the second,
I had the wound rip open when I got home. The whole wound split open on me, and the knee almost got exposed. And yeah, I almost bled out. It was an experience.
I
And
suppose.
I'm not feeling very well. So
Wow. So the second surgery is probably more of a risk than the first one, probably. Huh?
yeah, the second one wasn't the one. The first one was nothing. It was a walk through the park. It was the first one was unbelievable. The second one, a little got me right by the balls, pal.
Jeez. Well, hope you're doing okay anyway. I mean, we need
We're
you.
okay.
We need you, man.
Can't keep the mad dog down too long.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right. That's right. And then, Antique Man, how you been? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm fine. I'm sorry I was a little late, but I
That's
did
all right.
hear, I heard Zach talking about not knowing that gal's last name. It just remembered me back in the day. I never remembered their first names.
Eric the comedian.
True story.
Yeah, I guess
Hey,
so.
you remember the tops of their heads, but couldn't remember their first names.
Well, at one time I lived in a house at SDSU with 5 other guys. And I had a young lady over that night, and she needed to go downstairs to the kitchen to get something. And she came back up and she said, "How come you told your buddies my name was Cheryl?" I said, "It isn't." And then I never saw her again.
That doesn't go well. No.
No, it did not.
You don't know her name, huh?
Wow.
At least the main thing was over.
That's right. Conversation, right? Let's get right to action. Well, anyway, we're glad to have you guys on the panel tonight. And as I was saying, we'll have our TRACEY come on here in about 45 minutes. I'll send her the invite here about half an hour or so. But
Okay.
tonight, I want to talk about something that's been kind of bothered me a little bit. It doesn't bother me a whole lot, but I figure because it's getting to that time of the year, and it's like more or less. Let's see. I have it on my phone here. I think I do anyway. Want to talk about? Yeah, here we go. Something that we probably have talked about before on the show, but I just kind of I want to embrace it because I figure if we don't talk about it, it's like there it is sitting in the punch bowl, just like a turd sitting in the punch bowl and nobody mentions about it. Well, we need to mention about it. At least I want to anyway. And what it is about physical media versus streaming. Okay. I know it's probably not the best subject that everybody likes to talk about, but we are a pop culture show, and that's one of the things that we like to talk about, or I like to talk about anyway. How many of you guys on the stream are collectors of films anyway? Do you have DVDs, Blu-rays, anything?
Yep, yep.
Sure.
I'm right there with you, sir.
Used to.
Okay. Well,
Used to have albums, but
okay. Well, I mean, like, so it's like half and half or whatever. Some of us collect, some of us like to stream. Why do you prefer streaming over collecting for the ones that like to stream more? And I don't know, Stream and Sam, how about you? I know you watch whatever is probably on TV, probably. So you probably have like Peacock or Netflix or Hulu or.
Yeah, we got all that stuff. Yeah,
And do you?
it's a stick, one of those sticks.
Okay, so you probably got the Amazon Fire Stick maybe or the Roku.
Which one we have? Fire stick.
Okay, Fire Stick is good. I mean, I got that too. I got both the Fire Stick and the Roku. So I'm kind of, I'm half and half when it comes to that. I'm not saying that I'm anti anything because I love entertainment. So it's the future. This is what the future was kind of predicted that was going to happen in our lifetime, I would think, anyway.
Hang
And
him,
so
he's not a purist.
that's right. That's right. That's right. But I prefer owning over paying a monthly subscription fee, over paying for better, quality over less known quality. Because some people, there are some people like us out there, or like me, or a few of us that care about the technical aspects of a digital stream compared to it being on a 4K or like a Blu-ray disc or DVD or a 4K disc or whatever. There's a big difference in the quality, and some people don't care about that stuff. Some people don't give a shit about that at all. They say as long as I can watch it, it's good enough, and that's fine. That's fine. But a person, should care about the quality of things. I would think. I mean, you care about the quality of your beer, don't you?
Do I
You
really?
care about your quality of your women, don't you?
Do I
You
really?
care about
Oh,
the
wait.
quality of your music and your quality of your activities you love to do. Well, what's wrong with loving to going to paying a little bit more for something that's will be with you for as long as you have it, for as long as you want it.
As long as I
So
can watch my porn, I'm happy.
sure, we'll just order you every single porn that's ever been made, and we'll ship
The
it right
Bush
to you.
series.
Bush, especially the Bush. We'll start with the Bush
Grab him
series.
by the pussy.
Yeah, the whole
When they're
Donald Trump.
famous, they let you do it.
So he got the clarity of the happy ending.
That's right. That's right. And most of us, I'm sure, have nice quality televisions, right? I know we talked about that before. How much John Roberts gave you shit about the cloudiness and stuff, about what I was talking about, cloudiness TVs compared to TVs that don't give you cloudiness. But
Well, mine works a little better when I adjust the rabbit ears on the top.
okay.
Oh, wow.
John
Okay.
Roberts got two big metal rabbit ears. I can see it. They're about 50 feet high with about 800 pounds of aluminum foil on.
8 boxes of tinfoil on them. Yep.
Well,
So,
yeah.
so I want to go this.
My man, Jean Claude.
Since I didn't get to do a segment last week, I'm doing the segment first before we do anything else, just to get it out of the way. So it's basically the top 10 reasons why I will never stop buying movies on physical media. And I'm sure most of us can relate. So number 10, it's no monthly subscription fees. How much do you guys average pay or pay, total for your apps and stuff if you go that way? You pay a lot?
Probably
I mean,
30
Well,
bucks.
we went from Spectrum $200 some a month for internet and all that
Uh-huh.
down to 100 and something with this new company. So we save $100.
But I mean, like, I'm talking for
Upwards
for
of
your
a
app.
month.
Okay,
Oh.
but I'm talking for your apps. I'm not talking for your internet.
Oh,
internet
okay. I
connection.
don't know. My wife takes care of all that.
Okay.
Well, I know like Netflix is actually, I take that back. Maybe it's more like 60 because I like Netflix up their subscription fee because they have an ad tier now, and we live in the digital age and ads are like annoying. they are the pimple on your ass that you just wish wasn't there. So
Absolutely.
you always pay just not to have the ad. So yeah, so I would probably say for me in our household, for all the apps that we have, it's probably around $60, and it's not lost on me that was the exact amount I was paying for cable. So that is kind of funny.
Okay.
Hey, Zach, I got a question. I
Yes.
can't see you no more. Are you smuggling Mexicans across the border again?
Hey, don't tell them. Don't tell them that. I'm trying.
Make it better when we can see you.
Canadian border.
Well, say I'm smuggling snow Mexicans out right now. Okay?
Oh, so he's doing
Taking the long way around to sneak through the northern border.
That's what we call them Canadians, eh?
How come we can't see your face anymore?
Because I'm currently driving, so I can't really interact with the camera.
It comes on once in a while.
Be careful.
Well, he can hear us anyway, so that's all right.
Yeah, because God knows I don't want to see the faces.
How about you? How about you?
No, I
That's
just
what you
thought,
kids
man,
are
you were
calling
that
it
ugly,
now.
you got a face
I'm
for
driving.
radio.
Yeah. How about
Hang on.
Lance? How much do you pay for apps and stuff, or do you do the app thing at all? Or?
So the only thing that we do is we've got that Fire Stick also, and so through that we use that app Sling, which is $40 a month for that, plus whatever Netflix is.
Okay.
My internet is separate, but as far as streaming any sort of I don't have anything else that I'm sorry, I have ESPN Plus for the UFC stuff.
Oh, that's all right. Okay.
But movies, it's only Netflix. Of course, the $150 that people pay a year for Amazon Prime.
Okay.
I mean that when you think about it, but just Netflix and then that Sling.
Do you go with the standard Netflix package, or do you go with the 4K? Because that's like $22 now for the full K or 4K version of Netflix.
I have no idea.
Don't get it. It's a scam.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't spend a lot of time doing that. So
okay,
Russian collusion.
If you don't have a 4K TV, then it's just completely irrelevant to have a 4K streaming thing.
Well, I imagine Lance would have a 4K TV for Christ's sake.
You know what? My TV is I think at this point 2 years old.
That's still 4K.
Okay, so probably then.
Okay.
Oh hell, I'm in that. Yeah, it's happening.
Yay! And then Antique Man, do you collect or do you stream?
I don't even know what the hell we're talking about.
We're talking about pussy. What do you stream pussy? No.
Well,
no.
There he goes again.
No, we're talking about movies, like
can't blame me for that one, folks.
It's the Flintstones. That Barney Rubble, what an actor.
Yeah, no, I just pay $1,200 a month rent here, have sex twice a week, and whatever movie she has on, I'm not watching it anyway.
Wow.
What a loser.
What a loser. Yeah, with the capital
L. Hey, I'm right with you, buddy. I've lived in this house 4 years.
I bet you everybody's happy.
Well, I've lived in this house for almost a year. I get no sex, so I get all the movies I want. So what the fuck?
I pump 5 out at least twice a day.
What do you pump? It's just like,
I'm pumping come out at least twice a day.
What, your hand? Yeah. With that picture, it looks like you're pumping something out.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'm like a jelly roll. You bite me, I ooze out a little bit. Okay, though.
Oh, you put tattoos on your face. Talk about Jesus.
Tattoos.
Anyway, number 9 is
moving on.
10 reasons why.
Number 10.
What was 10?
Hey, you forgot to ask me. Ain't I involved in this?
10 was no monthly subscription fees.
Oh yeah.
Number 9 is no postmodern censorship. When you buy a movie, you can buy the full movie, and you don't need to buy the edit. There's no edited version. Online, you can edit movies. There's a thing now where you can account vidangel.com, I believe, where you can take a R-rated movie and make it kid-friendly by bleeping out all the bad stuff and everything. Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, somebody did that with Back to the Future. They said it wasn't appropriate for their 5-year-old, so they censored out all the bad stuff and in Back to the Future, which is
Did they
a few
change
things.
the words though?
I don't know.
Did
They
they
just
change
have.
the words?
I don't know. I never used it before.
Because those are the best.
Is
Like
this
going
like
back
an
to
Those are the
Yeah,
AI
best.
they
They
use
app?
changed
mommy
the
and
word.
daddy's mouth. I
call
can see
I'm
Jenny.
mommy
gonna have a
saying,
fun time with that later.
instead of fuck, I can see mommy saying fudge.
Yeah. I'm gonna fudge and kill you, mother fudger. Yeah, that's right.
Mommy, was
No.
that your voice? No.
Well, you know how parents are.
Wow.
Like some parents don't allow their kids to watch whatever, and then
Yeah, in the
some parents
first
are too.
5 years, and then they let them say whatever they want after that.
These are the same parents that allow them to play Grand Theft Auto. You know how many times when I would play Grand Theft Auto on PlayStation and Xbox, and I get trolled by little kids, tell me to fuck off and everything, and I don't know what
Hey,
the,
by
I'm
the way,
doing.
you forgot that. You
Hey,
forgot to
hey
ask me
guys,
that. Hey, you
as
forgot to
somebody who was
ask
a
me that question.
I'll ask
modern
you.
warfare player, I gotta say, apparently my mother got around quite a bit. Kids were telling me all the time that they were, fucking my mother. So I'm just saying, hey, kudos, mom, if you're listening. Hey, way to get around, girl. Woo! Proud of you.
Hey,
Well, Anthony,
you want to hear a good one? You want to hear a good one about your moms? My mom still lives in Thief River, Zach. My buddy called me last night and said, "Just want to let you know your mom's got a Kamala poster sign in her yard." Like,
she's proud of that.
that's why I don't talk to her anymore. Oh, I know. My wife's yelling at me to stop it.
Yeah, oh, jeez, yeah. Stop it now.
They'll do it.
Anyway,
Stop
Mad
it.
Dog,
Stop
Mad
it. You're
Dog.
not you're not being really nice right now.
Yeah. Mad Dog. So, what do you do? Do you collect? Do you stream? What's your deal?
I don't do anything. What's
Why
up?
would you? I want to ask you.
Yeah, you want me
Because
to?
I do have cable. It costs me $500 a month, and I don't even watch it.
Why does it cost you $500 a month? That doesn't
I
make
got
sense.
everything in your mother on there. I can probably see you going to bed at night if I wanted to, but I don't watch it.
Let's be careful because his mother is watching tonight, so let's be careful.
Well, I'm just saying, I got everything you can think of. It's over 300. I exaggerate. It's 300 a month, and you can stream off it and everything. But I just don't. I don't.
Dude, I got the best you could get. It's only $100 some.
Yeah, but you're out in the country. You probably got one of the
premium
big
porn channels.
Does that include the price of your internet too? Then when you include all that,
yeah,
my internet's $40-some a month.
Wife, I might. Yeah. Did he ask you the question, or is he asking me the question?
He asked me what my pay.
I'm asking Mad Dog now because I already asked you earlier.
The thing is my wife's business is connected to that and everything. So my phone, my internet, and everything got to be on one thing because my wife's company comes through there too.
Okay.
And my wife, you ought to see what I have down in my basement. It looks like something from Weird Science. I'm waiting for something to pop out of it. You have
a chick down there?
I was going to say, that may not be a bad thing.
I might be able to make a chick from what's down there. I mean, she got this mainframe. It's unbelievable. Got to be in the basement. Got to be cold all the time.
Yeah, Kelly LeBrock down there. Well, she's pretty old now, so anyway.
I don't even care. I'll take an old Shelly LeBrock. Don't matter.
I'd love to get Elon Mitchell Smith on the show. He'd be fun to talk to, but he don't really do much interviews at all. Anyway, the guy who played Wyatt.
Okay, so he was the buddy.
Did you ever know him at all?
No.
Since you were at Universal and all that stuff. Number 7, no ad interruptions.
Number 8.
Is that number 8? Oh, number 8. Yes. Okay. I'm glad you paid attention. Number 8. I know how to read. Number 8.
It's out of count.
No ad interruptions. So how many of us play for subscriptions that have ads? I know I do. Because sometimes I just don't want. I mean, I don't mind no ads, but I just with everything's jumping up for the stream. It's like for us
how
to
much
actually
cheaper?
live on a budget.
How much cheaper on average are they if you do ads?
If you bundle everything, like for Disney Plus and Hulu, that's an extra $10 with no ads, or almost with tax and everything.
I tried it. They said it was Russian collusion, so I couldn't do it.
I remember when I mean, you go back to Netflix, and I remember when it was $5.99 for just an HD signal and 4K,
something like that. Yeah.
Why does it have to be $22 now for 4K? You know, I don't understand that. You know, and it's
Because they
not real
cornered the
4K,
market.
but it's not real 4K. It's not the full length 4K that you're getting, you know, from a disc or whatever. It's like the bit rate's a little bit different, you know, which I notice that stuff, and you should too, kids out there and all you adults out here.
What?
That's right. Bit
Anyway,
rate goes a long way.
bit rate. That's right. That's right. So anyway, so number
Quite a bit.
7 would be no internet required. So, you know, when you have a collection or a disc, you don't necessarily need internet. You know, you do maybe for a video game, but we're talking about movies here. You know, we're you know, you don't need, and the quality is great. You know, you don't need to worry about anything. It's just the stuff is still the same no matter how many times you watch it. That's exciting. What do you think?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm excited.
Well, what I'm saying is,
Staring at a whole
what I am,
wall full of freaking
I
DVR
got
or DVDs and
but what I'm trying to say is that when the internet goes out, and it's happened to all of us, I'm sure, more than none, you know. I mean,
Well, if
with
my
you,
internet goes out, that means I have no power. So then if I own the movie on DVD, I'm screwed anyway.
well,
But
no, like, what if the internet
point
goes
well
out?
taken.
What if the internet goes out and you still have power, but no
Fair
internet?
enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
there you
see
go.
that happens at my house because I have satellite because I'm in the country. So even during blizzards, most blizzards, and even heavy rainstorms, I lose internet, television, everything, but I still
Yeah,
have
that's
all my
because the
power
mics freeze
because
up
all the power
outside.
is underground.
That's because
Uh,
the mics freeze up
that-
outside. They don't feel like running around in circles to get that damn satellite to move. Your mice, they freeze as
Yep,
they're
yep.
running.
I actually have a little broom that's connected to a couple of long extended handles that I leave hanging on the side behind my house because it's a log house. So you have the crisscross logs, and I just stick it up there because when we get a heavy wet snow, we'll lose our computer and internet and TV. So I'll go up there, grab the big broom, and clean the satellite dishes off, and then it's fine again.
Sure.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah.
Well, number 6, then we're at the consistent superior image. We like, you know, good quality, you know, films and stuff. I mean, I know I do. I mean, back in the day, you know, DVDs were the thing. And when you remember when you first got the first time you ever watched a disc at all, you know,
Yeah.
when did you ever do that? When was the first time that you can remember?
A disc?
Yeah, a disc.
CD?
Like no, like a DVD. Like the first DVD you watched, yeah.
Oh my God! Probably back in what, the 2000s?
You weren't even around.
Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't around.
I'm talking about Sean. You were just a little squirt.
I'm almost 41 years old here, sir.
Yeah, when
So,
they come out 42 years ago.
Already?
No, DVDs came out like in 97. I believe it was 97, 98.
Zach,
somewhere
how
around
old
there.
are you?
Is that what it was? 97?
You know, I knew someone was going to ask that.
Okay.
How old
Yeah,
are
How
you,
old are you?
Zach?
What's up? What'd you say?
How old are you, Zach?
Well, I'm 30 in human years.
Okay.
What are you in any other years?
And my wife's brain, she keeps on thinking I'm 28, so I kind of like going with that one. Seems a little bit younger.
Oh, I thought you were going to identify as a dog or something, and I'm like, hey, where'd you get this guy, Sean?
Well, I figured
just-
got
Well, you go in human
Yeah,
years.
John,
gotta-
John
Human
Claude
what?
was going to ask you to come out and work out his furniture in dog years. He needs a
Oh
couple
no,
of
I wasn't
steady.
gonna.
Hey,
He needs a couple of
Anthony,
steady PCs. Oh,
Hey, Mad
oh,
Dog.
oh.
you better get your money back for your connection because you ain't fucking talking. You're like John, just nothing there. Oh, there you go.
Somebody's
Nothing
trying to
there.
call me.
High quality internet, anyway.
Somebody's
anyway,
trying
so-
to call me.
Like Lance, when you started collecting back in the day, like what was the first disc that you remember watching?
It's called Beta, and then it went to VHS.
Oh, I'm talking disc. I'm talking DVD, like
That
disc.
masturbating?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, not master beta.
to be really honest, I can't even
watched
tell
that.
you. I mean, I remember because back, many years ago, very into horror films, and when they went to DVD, what they did for me personally was they got too clean, and all of a sudden, it was a little bit of a depreciation for him.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I mean that was only a preference. I was used to seeing a certain quality, meaning grit, and just the way it looked. Now, that's a combination film as well, but I think it cleaned it up a little bit, and it made that genre for me kind of like less interesting for some reason.
So you don't like clean film is what you're saying. I mean, we've talked about this before, so I know you don't like clean film. But I mean, when you watch a disc or whatever, that's what you think's going to happen. I mean,
Well, no, and very true, very true, and
Can
that's why I have a hard time going back and in some cases and just watching certain things. I'm like, no, I'm good.
I
can
don't
I
go back. I don't go back to what. I don't buy movies just because I want more shitty quality. I want movies because they're better quality.
can I actually
You
add on
hope
to what he
anyway.
just said?
Yeah,
Ouch.
I want to
go
add
right
on to
ahead. Go
something.
right ahead.
He's actually completely right because sometimes these movies work better with more grain in them, and the same thing holds true for like animation.
I just
So
give
like he
bad
was,
time.
like he was saying that like if you have like a suspenseful movie, when you're shooting really dark scenes and you can kind of see the pixels of the grain on the film, that really kind of adds to the grittiness that the characters are going through. So I completely agree with him there, but also with like animation. So like sometimes for me, I'm a nerd. I like the anime and all that other fun stuff. Uh, so a good example would be like when Dragon Ball Z switched over from being VHS to DVD, and then the lines got completely blurred. It was actually a huge thing in the anime community, but that's a different story. But yeah, sometimes having that grain in the film, you think that, oh, if you remove the grain, it's going to look clear. Well, then it just looks like a bunch of paint on the canvas, but like no outlines to hold it in, if you get what I'm saying.
That's interesting.
I mean, I think we do. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little too picky when it comes to film. But if I'm paying a lot of money for something, I want to make sure it's the best of the best. You know,
Yeah,
if I
I
want
I
Watching an old.
yeah,
I
if
agree
I
with that.
yeah.
I agree with that, but sometimes like I'm not a big fan of Star Wars, but trust me, they're out there, and they will make the argument telling you that the original VHS Star Wars were better because
Right,
of the
right.
grain, because that's the way they intended the show to be watched. So sometimes, even though like it may not look as pretty as you'd want it, the people who created the movies and the TV shows, they sometimes accounted for that extra grain, that the grit, so to speak, of the film.
Sure.
Like
So it
the
makes
old Boris.
sense.
That's like the old Boris Karloff movies. If you put them up today and cleaned them all up and everything, you'd be like, "Oh, what's so?" The scary part when the movie was jumping and doing all this stupid stuff, and then he comes jumping out at you. You're like, "Ah," you know what I mean? You're waiting for that shit. You don't want it all cleaned up.
I know
And
that.
That's
you
right.
younger guys are talking about like 4G and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, our TVs are okay and they're nice and everything, but we're talking to people that are looking at through the eyes of a 30 and a 40-year-old, and we're 60 plus wearing glasses. It's
The cloudiness again,
it's
right? The cloudiness, right?
Hey, the glasses. The reason why we're wearing glasses, we went one. Hey, the reason why we're wearing glasses because we went one click too far. You know what I mean? You go blind when you do that, but
you stared too long.
You get those
I have
float.
to wear glasses to make it cloudy because the stuff's too clean now.
Well, then when you get your floaters, in your eyes, and it's like,
my
what difference does it
glasses are
make?
It's
4D.
like the good old days.
Yeah,
Okay, can I
absolutely.
get through the list?
It's a long list there, so just be patient. So anyway, now we're almost done. Let's see. So number 5 here.
Oh, almost done, halfway.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're halfway. We're halfway. Permanent availability. We kind of covered that. It's just that lifetime ownership is number 4. I mean, that's the beauty part about ordering stuff compared to streaming, because streaming, everything has a license nowadays. Everything. Doesn't matter if you pay for it or if you don't pay for it. Like I have a Voodoo library, of all digital movies, but they can take them away anytime they want, and I can't do anything about it. I can bitch about it, cry about it, whatever, but they can. The way digital stuff works nowadays, and that's the thing that I'm trying to. The point I'm trying to make. really what it comes down to this whole thing. Is the fact that when you're rather be streaming than collecting, people are spending lots of money on something they don't really know much about. First of all, when it comes to streaming, they get irritated when they find out that their movie that they want to watch and they were really looking forward to, oh, honey, it was on there earlier this week. Why is it not on there now? What the fuck? I think I bet you a lot of divorces happen nowadays because of stuff like that.
What sucks? All they got to do in Congress is press a button, and all your cars that you drive, your trucks, will all be stopped. Okay, John will be eating beets for like a week because he ain't gonna be able to get driving. Zach is gonna have to let the Mexicans out because they're gonna have to walk across the border. Here's me, I got the Volkswagens with no electronics. I'll be driving everywhere.
Well, I mean, my PT Cruiser does all right.
Country, what can I say?
Yeah, that's right.
Is no good.
So we'll go to number 3. One thing that's nice about, I mean, they do this with some streaming stuff too, but number 3 is special features and commentaries. How many of us, back in the day when we first started being a fan of collecting anyway, liked the extra bonus material? I mean, that was one of the reasons why you bought a disc. And now it's like it's not as much, or they're charging you more to own it, but that's just shame on the the film production for doing
I
that.
can't speak for anybody else, but I only did it for the bloopers. All right, that was it. I didn't do it for deleted scenes. Didn't do it for the extended cut. I just wanted damn bloopers. I wanted to see somebody get hit in the nuts, and everybody would laugh at it. It was a great time.
And now, good, Lance.
Well, I was going to say that's the part that for me was good about the DVDs, because all of that you could get, that meant more to me, I guess, than the 4K.
Yeah. Well, because even nowadays when they put stuff on 4K, it's always like on Blu-ray for the special features, never on 4K for the special features. I don't know why they do that.
Well, Sean, if you looked at my DVD, there are special features on that I put on that.
I'm sure there is. Like how to learn how
I want you to watch the special features, and next week tell us about it.
The special features would be like how to learn how to get a blowjob. From Sam.
No.
Sam teaches you how to get a blowjob and how to give one.
I do a bad impersonation. I do a bad impersonation of the crocodile hunter, but it's with boobies, and they call me the titty hunter. So it's pretty funny though.
That's a fantastic special feature.
Yeah, I think Zach would love
it.
It
is funny. Hey, it
great
is
one.
Funny.
I'll send Zach one.
John, I know we interrupted you a bunch of times. What were you going to say?
Oh no. I got like I don't collect anymore. We did, but now that we can, this was before streaming out here, and now it's just so much easier. But like when you talk about the behind the scenes stuff and the outtakes and the guy getting hit in the nuts, a lot of the documentaries that we bought then, like Band of Brothers series and stuff. I know they talk to these old timers in the series, but they even have the more of the behind the scenes, and I like that part of it. Especially if it's something like that.
Sure.
There's always a funny or a story that's not being told that is just as good.
Well, number 2 really kind of hits home, I think, to also why we something we don't really think about when it comes to buying compared to streaming or whatever. But in a way, when you buy, you're more or less supporting the filmmakers in the industry compared to streaming. Like if you buy a copy, you're supporting more of the people who did all the work, to make the movie happen compared to just streaming. Because I don't know if streaming, I don't know how much movie companies get, from streaming compared to actual sales. Or maybe it's different now. I don't know, but that's just.
I guess I would somewhat take a little bit of a disagreement on that, only because that there are some shows and there are some movies that are only possible because of streaming, because it's less of a daunting task to get DVDs and everything like that out, so they'll just go straight to streaming platforms. So I don't know if it's necessarily because like you said, I don't know how much of a cut they get when they're streaming.
Yeah,
there's huge contracts like with Netflix and them, but I will probably say from what I know, I would say it might be actually a net benefit to having streaming for creators because more creators are able to come in on like the indie scene. I mean, you have people who have gotten their start like just doing like YouTube stuff, and now suddenly they're movie makers, they're pop idols, they're you name it. It seems like it's given people who are without connections to the industry a way in.
Sure. Sure. I mean, Stranger Things, was all pretty much all digital, all streaming before they put the first two seasons on. I'm hoping they'll do the remainder here once the last season comes out. But no,
Hmm.
I get what you mean.
I hate to say it, but I was one of the first ones to have an internet TV show. If you watch that, my Fox News thing,
Yeah.
we were the first ones to come up with that. I mean, there was people who couldn't do it. You had your YouTube and stuff, but to do a streaming show like we did back in the 2000s, you know what I mean? And that's
Hmm.
what this Fox News was a big hype about. Now you see yourself, you got TikTok, you got Facebook, and everyone's making their own, talking and filming and doing this and doing that. But it was tough back in the day. We had to buy a lot of equipment to do that shit. You
Well,
know,
how about you, Lance? Because of your history with being in the film industry and whatnot. I mean, you see firsthand of how many people there are that help make a film happen. Do you agree that that you would be more willing to support the people behind like the Halloween series or whatever, knowing how many people put it together by buying a physical copy over a streamer? It's a lot of questions, I guess.
Well, I mean, and this is only my perspective is once those guys and again, this is like hats off to all the crews that are out there doing what they love to do because those guys go to work because they love what they do. They collect the paycheck and then they're done. They don't get any bonuses from anything else, but the director and the producer and some actors, and possibly even when we're good and lucky, the composer, we all benefit. So, streaming, I don't think they're bitching one bit about revenue when it comes to streaming. And again, yes, the content now it has opened up you know, exponentially and due to all the platforms. My theory would be is they need all the content they can get and they're still pretty big, but the little guys are out there and they're making hella waves. That's what's great. They are doing stuff straight to streaming. They understand the benefits, I think, smaller budgets, maybe better quality as far as an actual story. They don't need the billions of production to get the theatrical release to help recoup everything, but it's a different world now.
Sure, 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 sure. And the number one reason why we'll never stop buying movies on physical media is just the fact that we all can agree on this one. We just really, really love movies. You know, that's what it comes down to it. Whether you collect or whether you stream, you love to be entertained, and there's always something about the movie industry, the music industry, all the things that are out there that people love that we can take advantage of because we have the technology, we have the ability to be amidst all this wonderful gloriness of the entertainment world. And I don't think I'd be the person who I am today if it wasn't for stuff like that. If I didn't grow up that way, I will always have a love for entertainment, no matter how old I get. Some people say that you change after a while. I don't believe those people, because I've always loved entertainment since I was a little kid, and I think until the day I die, or even beyond that, I'll always have a love for the film industry and the entertainment industry and just everything. That's
Now,
why we're together.
what constitutes for you the collectible aspect? Meaning, what is it that says I'm going to get this DVD? Have you seen the film that it does it? That makes you feel that? Is it, no, I've got all these past films I'm just kind of wanting to collect? Is it a combination? What makes you say, that's it, I have to own that?
It's basically for me, it's just like if it's something that looks good, like people can shit on the new Beetlejuice movie all they want if they do, but I'm going to buy it because I did see it at the theaters. I've saw it twice now,
Yeah.
and I really am a fan of what it's all about. And I say that for example because since it just came out and it's getting a lot of love, but there are
Sure,
some people out there
sure.
that want to shit out a little bit, say, oh, it's not that good, or it's too cartoony, or it's too this, too that. Let's fucking Beetlejuice for crying out loud. What more do you want? As long as Michael
Agreed.
Keaton played Beetlejuice, I
Yes.
will continue to support that. If it was somebody else, I'd probably watch it, but I don't know as far as supporting it,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but it's just like anything else. Like I like Back to the Future, so I bought the whole trilogy. It was available, on
How
4K.
many movies do you own, Frankie?
Probably about fifteen
Ah.
hundred, maybe. And
How
then
many?
about 1,500, maybe. So I used to own more than that, but it's mostly all
1,501.
there's well, yeah, what's yours? Yeah, but what
I'm
I'm saying
sorry,
is
excuse me, how many did you just say?
about 1,500. I mean, is that too
God
much? Or
damn!
is that too much? Or
Well,
This
I
is
have a
sinking.
lot in my collection.
I've seen a lot of bigger collections that put mine to rest pretty much. That's why I'm just like, oh, that's not much. I used to
I
think
got
it
a
was a
lot.
lot.
You want to hear what I got in my knife collection?
Yeah, we know how much you have in your life collection.
It's
I got
sickening.
2 DVDs. Here's one right here.
Oh, that looks like a rape. That looks like a rape movie. Why are you watching those movies? So,
Hey,
anyway,
I
have you
I
watched
never even
every
opened
movie
it.
you own?
like,
Sean, have
well,
you watched every movie you own?
yes, I watch them all day long. I never go anywhere else. No, no. There's a lot. There's
Oh, I
probably
believe
half
it.
of what I. There's probably half of what I haven't seen before. But like just recently, I was talking about a movie with some friends that takes me back to about 20 years ago, or about 21 years ago. A movie nobody even talks about, but I want to try to give it some love, and that's this one right here, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. From
Never even
2003.
heard of it.
Well, you should. It's really good. Why didn't they do any more of these? They just stuck with one, and that was it. Probably
I
because of
remember that
ratings.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bought,
I
Yeah.
remember that movie.
Is
and
that a
then because,
cowboy?
well, yeah, it's a kind of a Sean Connery. Like what was his like? Sean Connery. Yeah, it says everybody here like who's in it? Sean Connery, Shane
Bullshit.
West,
Oh, get the
Stuart
horses.
Townsend, Jason Fleming. It's a good movie.
I
And then
do I do own another collection. I own another the Tremors movies. Go back to 1990. Tremors,
oh, there you
best
go.
movie ever.
There you go.
Ever. How Kevin Bacon didn't win an award, I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I love that movie.
It's pretty crazy. And then because of the fact that I've been wanting this series for a while, and Keener Lorber just re-released it on Blu-ray in a special edition. Well, I got the set too. Oh, let's see, we'll do it the right way here. Fletch
Fletch.
and Fletch lives.
Do you want to hear my Fletch story?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
So I'm visiting with my dad on a summer, and he gets a call. He's supposed to show up wherever the next day. Okay, we go. What is it? It's the set. Well, it's a location, and it's Fletch. So he takes me with him, and they're doing a lot of the police. What had happened in the scene is he was stealing the Alfa Romeo with the kid, and so we go in and they do a couple of cops chasing him through I think it's a bank or something
Something
on the
like yeah,
outside.
something like that anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. And so then it was what had happened was at the end they said, okay, so we needed more people in the freeway. So they threw dad in a car. He puts me in the car, and we're one of the cars following the Alfa Romeo through the freeway chase through the cops.
Oh.
And I was able to actually meet Chevy, and because I was a fan of Saturday Night Live through the 70s, that was an actual big deal
That's
to me.
great.
Yeah.
So and I'm with you because the soundtrack to Fletch
Well,
is the same. It's one of those.
I was going to say too, and this maybe will be my last statement about this, but the reason why I also like to collect more than stream is because look how nice the packaging is. Even if it's a shitty movie, when they come out with like slip covers and stuff, and that's what these are. They're slip covers, but the movie's right inside, and they're nice quality. It shows that they put some effort into the putting an old release, out there in public compared to some DVDs or Blu-rays or 4Ks that don't have anything. That expect you to pay 30, 40, $50 for nothing. No
Those are
special.
new.
These are brand new. They just came out from Kino Lorber. They're like $20 a piece. But it was worth it to me. It was like an early birthday present for me. To me from me gift,
It was like
So
back in the day, albums. I
yeah,
Yep.
had a nice collection. It wasn't huge. It was nice, but we had
Yep.
the flood of '97 here, and most people around here lost all that stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember
So
that.
and we did.
So anyway, so that's kind of that takes care of that segment. I know it probably took most of the hour, but films is what I love to talk about. I can talk about films and music and stuff all day long. That's why we're here most of the time. Get away from all the politics and all the other bullshit that's around life. Talk about things that people aren't talking about that they should be talking about. We're a crew of people because of our love for pop culture and everything. I remember that. Sam was Sam Kinison tribute artist. Lance Warlock was in the film industry, and a scorer. Mansley a wrestler, Mad Dog an entertainer, John Roberts a radio guy. Mama T dated a blues guy. So, we all have a reason why we're here. So that's why I thought that'd be a good segment anyway. I thought that'd be a good way to kick off Zach's debut over here too, because I figure
Sure.
he loves films. We chatted earlier on, and one of my ideas is for a few future episodes anyway, before we take our second break before the Halloween time or whatever, because around here we have the election time and everything, and I thought because of how well last week's show did, I was thinking about inviting both the mayor and the candidate, both candidates to be mayor from our area here to come on and maybe do like either our own little debate or a Q&A or something. And that would get a lot of people watching the show. I'm just trying to figure out ways just to get people to tune in because that episode last week did pretty well just because of, it was local and stuff. I know most of you guys don't know about the stuff going on in our area and probably don't even care, but some of us do. And I just thought, well, it worked
Hey, I
out
like
last time.
beats.
What?
I like beats.
Beats? Okay.
Hey, and like I said, I'd be more than happy to be on there with you. I'd be more than happy to join you on that and field a few questions.
I
that
want
I
All
know
right,
I've
you guy, quit kissing the butt. Let's
I,
go.
I want you to be a moderator for that when we do if we do that. That'd be
Yeah, because
perfect.
there's been a few people in the community who have reached out to me and said, "Will you interview Brian? Will I interview Mike Lawrenson?" And I say to all of them, like, it's an open invite. Anybody who wishes to come on there and have a chat, by all means. The page that I run is completely unbiased. At least when I'm doing the interviews and stuff like that, I'll ask some questions and just let them have at it.
And
Like,
I
let
think
them talk about it.
what I'd like to do is kind of get some of the local people involved, so if they want to come on, maybe ask a question or two. I really want to make a big deal about this. So if it doesn't sound like anything that most of you guys want to participate in, if it does happen, you don't have to, you have the option of either being here or you don't have to. Nobody's getting terminated just because they don't show up or whatever. But I thought since we, started to do kind of a local thing a little bit. I'm not trying to get too carried away with it, but hey, I used to interview the mayors of Rapid City before, so and everybody loved that. So yeah, so
Yeah,
we'll
That
see
I
what
is
happens.
sorry.
I think you're going to have tons of, or I shouldn't say tons, but you're going to have quite a few people who would love to tune in because, especially with like, I don't know if you guys are probably don't care about it, but in our area, our neck of the woods right now, there's a
God,
huge push for school funding. So that would be a really interesting thing to have both the mayors or the mayor and the mayor candidate
Yeah,
be able to talk about and share their
before
view
the
for the future.
at least before the election anyway. And then after that, we'll go back to having our fun pop culture stuff. Well, we'll still do that in between, obviously. But anyway,
Hmm.
so now we have our guest of the night, or the main event here. Miss Tracy Morgan. How's it going there, Tracy? Welcome to Renegade
Hi,
Radio.
Trace.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Hey.
Now,
Like,
now,
I don't know where I am, but like the lighting, I look dead. I should have been on the Halloween.
yeah. Oh, you're broadcasting from the
Watch them.
UK, so I mean, is that what the UK looks like? It's all blurry and everything? No,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah, we're
kidding.
just completely washed out 24/7. Yeah.
What time is it for you there?
It's 1 o'clock in the morning and I've got to get up for work in about 4.5 hours. So
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Yay.
hey, I was offered to do a
I
pre-record,
wouldn't have
but
done it.
I decided, well, we
And
could have,
why
we could
did
have
we
done
make
this.
I
her
wouldn't have
wait?
done it.
Well, I didn't. This is new information. She didn't tell me she worked somewhere. I didn't know that.
Oh, authors are generally very poor. Unless you're a big author, you're very poor. You're still working.
Well, we appreciate you, coming on anyway, because you and I kind of have a little history, meeting back, but well, we had never met, but like in like 2017 or 2018, you were like on the verge of writing the book about John Candy, and I interviewed you when I was doing my radio show either in Rapid City or in Minnesota. I don't really remember. I'd have to go back and really take a look, but we love you because I mean you're one of us when it comes to just the love of loving an iconic person like John Candy, and I still have. Well, I have this book that you sent me a while back ago, The A to Z of John Candy. It's very
Yeah, a
good.
while ago.
Definitely
Yeah.
would say educational for kids, because kids should learn about John Candy as well. And then the first edition, of Searching for Candy that you sent me. And then, of
Thank you.
course,
Bless you.
yeah, and of course, the second edition. And I do have the Planes, Trains, and Automobile book too, but I don't know where the hell I put it. I've moved a few times since the last time we spoke, so it's like I
You've
gotta
got
remember.
You got
15,000
9,200
movies
of them
or something,
laying
dude.
around. I
I'm
wonder why you
surprised you know
can't
where
find
anything
it.
is.
Well, 1,500, 1,500.
1,500, okay.
Yeah,
That's enough.
yeah. Well, tell the panel a little bit about yourself and the kind of your roots of kind of before you got like what got you into loving John Candy and what's life like in the UK, I guess.
Yeah, well, I always loved John Candy as a kid. I don't know about you guys, but I sort of grew up in the 80s and 90s and he was just always on the big screen. And some of my favorite movies back then, Uncle Buck and Planes, Trains, Cool Runnings, just, they always used to just sing to me. And it was one of those things that if I was ever feeling a bit low or a bit down or I needed a bit of a lift, John Candy movies always did that for me. And then I kind of revisited my love for him probably about, oh gosh, about 14 years ago. And there was one biography written about him. It wasn't the nicest biography. And I thought, well, I'll have a look into that and see and just see if I could do any better, really. And I don't know if I'm a better writer than that biographer, but I'm hoping that I've got better stories and that I've sort of presented him better, if that makes sense.
Sure, sure. Well, Lance said that he saw you on a documentary that you were a part of, which I do know that you were a part of a John Candy documentary. Tell us about how that happened, how you were able to get picked to be a part of that.
I was surprised Lance has watched that. I'm so pleased somebody has.
It was wonderful. In fact, it was after
Oh,
we found out you were coming on. So then it really caught my attention. And it
oh,
was just on.
oh, thank you for watching that. Yeah, it was behind closed doors. They did like a
Yes.
feature length documentary about John. And I was really lucky. I think the producer Gideon Evans just sort of found my email address from somewhere and emailed me and said, "Hey, this is what we're doing. We're going to be doing a feature-length documentary. Be really interested in talking to you." And never in a million years did I think anyone would want to talk to me. But I'd interviewed a lot of people about John, and I thought, oh, maybe he wants some of the contacts, or maybe he wants, to like find out who would be good to interview. So I like had a conversation with him and he asked for some contacts and I thought, oh yeah, it's probably what it's going to be, and who's going to fly me out from the UK to be part of that when they've got so many good people on board already. And
Can
I
I?
didn't think it was going to happen. And then I think it was like on the was it on the Sunday? They were like, we're going to fly you out on the Wednesday or something. And I was like, what? And
Wow.
and they flew out to New York, filmed the next day and flew me back. So it was a bit of a whistle stop tour, but it was amazing. It was one of those things that you don't think is going to happen, and then it did. And
Wow.
then I thought I'm bound to be cut out of it, and I wasn't at all. I was, thrilled. So yeah, glad somebody's seen it.
Yeah, that
That's
surprised me.
cool.
'Cause I do remember when it debuted and everything, but I forget so much about what they talked about and everything, and
Yeah,
but it's cool that they did that because John deserves a documentary. Hell, he deserves a tribute film. Somebody should play him, in the film industry and just recreate his life. Because boy, I tell you, I'd love to see behind the scenes of that guy. You know.
So
yeah,
I want to be
I
the
got
token young guy here that
yeah.
asks the question that I think some other viewers might be wondering. Who is John Candy?
Is that because you don't know? Or is that just because you want me to give you a bit of background? Because
I
if you
just
don't know,
genuinely
I'm really pleased for you because you're going to get to explore a lot of great films if you haven't heard of him or watched him.
I have watched
Uh-huh.
him by accident, but I guess I just don't recognize the name. Could you
Okay.
explain a little bit about him and what kind of movies and stuff he's in?
Yeah, yeah. So John was a comedic actor primarily, although he was a great dramatic actor as well. Canadian, born in 1950, actually passed away at the age of 43, unfortunately. But during that time became a bona fide movie star, and I think acted in over 40 movies during that time. So he just worked back to back and really hard and sort of came to prominence really on Second City TV, which was, I guess you all know about Second City and the improv troupe in Chicago
SCTV.
and Toronto. That's kind of how he worked his way up. And because SNL was robbing a lot of the Second City people like Dan Aykroyd and things like that, they decided
Mhm.
they were going to have to make a TV show to keep some hold of some of the talent. So they then started SCTV, and SCTV basically Eugene Levy, Martin Short, Dave Thomas, Joe Flaherty, John Candy, Catherine O'Hara, Andrea Martin.
Mhm.
So many amazing people came up through that. And then he kind of got into the movie business from there. So, um, Zach, have you ever heard of Uncle Buck at all? No?
Yeah, Uncle Buck was a great movie.
Fantastic movie,
No,
Come
Uncle Buck.
on.
I don't think I watched Uncle Buck.
Oh,
Oh,
I
okay.
I
watched
keep
Uncle Buck
forgetting about
if I ain't seen that 100
Spaceballs.
times. Jeez.
Zach, I am so pleased for you because you've got so
Spaceballs.
much stuff to look forward to. I cannot tell you. Thanks. Presume you celebrate Thanksgiving, Zach, or not?
Oh, of course.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Planes, trains, and automobiles. Yeah.
You ever
Okay.
Have you
seen that
watched it?
That's a
movie?
movie.
Main star.
Sorry.
I'm so
That's the
excited for
greatest
Zach.
movie in the world. Come on. You never saw
Yeah.
Planes, Trains, and
You know,
Automobiles?
I know. I like I said, I'm going to be the token guy here that
Young laddie,
is
you
not.
got some movies to watch.
Yeah, and I'm
I
so
do.
pleased for you.
Hey,
Honestly,
Zach.
Zach, we could give you a list of 10 that you're just going to love if you go and watch them tomorrow. And then there's going to be even more that you can see.
Yeah,
John Candy basically just oozed everything, all
yeah, we
parts
see
of his
that, Eric.
persona onto the camera. He was just full of heart, and you're going to love him.
We see an antique man. That's what John Candy looks like there, Zach. Look at Antique Man's photo or video. Yeah, that's
He's
the
a
man right
big,
there.
big, funny guy. The
Oh
Great
yeah.
Outdoors.
See,
Mhm.
what
If you've ever
I
seen the movie,
yeah, go ahead.
if you've ever seen the movie Spaceballs, it's like a spin-off of, I don't know, Star
Star
Wars or
Wars.
whatever, but
Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
Dark Helmet. And it's funny because I just got done calling races at the go-kart track last week, and these young little kids that first get to start racing, they're only like 5, but they look like Dark Helmet because they're just these tiny little things with these huge helmets on their head. But they did all these, but John Candy played, what was he, like a ginormous dog
He
or
was
something in the
Barf.
Yeah,
movie? But
barf,
Yeah, he was a
barf.
mog.
He was
Half
yeah,
mog,
Barf.
half
Yeah.
man, half
Half man,
dog.
half
it was
dog. Yeah.
The Great Outdoors.
everything he did was funny. Everything he did was funny.
The Great Outdoors when he shot the big grizzly in the butt with the shotgun. Come
Oh,
on, that's the best.
The Great Outdoors is phenomenal. And back then, because like they didn't have CGI, John was terrified of that bear. But like he had to run and he had this bear several meters behind him. And you know, he ran for his life, literally.
I imagine. I
Oh,
imagine.
boy. Boy.
Uh, what I always liked about John Candy was he just always seemed like somebody, he could be like somebody who would be your friend. He looks like someone that would, you go up to him and you didn't know who he, or he didn't know you, but you know, I'm not going to become friends right away. And he wouldn't be like, oh, get away from me, you know, or I have my press or security, blah, blah, blah. I think even to this day, I think, imagine how, you know, how big of a moral legend he would have been and what type of films he would have done, you know, had he still. I would have hoped that he and Chris Farley would have done something. You know, that would have been amazing. You know, just to see them interact because they were two big guys, but two big stars of like the '90s, and of just like, man, what a missed opportunity for both of them. You
I
know?
just think with that ability to improv as well, you just never know what's going to happen, you know, where they're going to take things. And I think that's a hell of a skill to have, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, improving. Absolutely.
Well, that's what
I
we do
couldn't
here
do
on
it.
the well, that's what we do here on the show. We don't have no scripts or anything. We just improvise and we talk about whatever, and then we, you know, we laugh or we cry or hold each other or whatever, and then we then we have a guest on.
Hey man,
Hey, can
I
I
believe
ask
Sam's
you
going
two
to teach
things,
you all something
Tracy?
later.
What's going on?
Two things. Are you like a crazy cat woman? Cat lady? Do you own a bunch of cats? And
Yeah.
and question number two, do you have a long-suffering boyfriend, and is that why? Because you own too many cats?
Wow.
what
Do
the fuck?
and in the day
I
job I
used to
work
have
in.
3 cats at one time, so
Where did the cats come from?
You're wonderful, man. I can only imagine what you're like on a first date, my friend. Hey, do you have like 10 cats at home? Do you have long separated boyfriend?
I do. I have both of those things. Yeah, no, I work in veterinary, so I end up taking strays home. So that's what I do as a day
okay.
job. And I do have a very long-suffering boyfriend, yeah, who's yeah, probably
See, I
enjoying the fact
read that, and that's why I'm asking. I figured, well, maybe he's long-suffering
that
because you own too many cats. I don't know.
You better change your biography picture there, hon.
Oh, I didn't know we were roasting everybody. Yeah, that's fine.
No, that's fine. It's fine. I can take it.
The best part of that movie is when he had to go in and talk to the principal. And she had that big pimp mole on her face.
Molly
That
Worse.
young man's outside waiting to go in. And he's
Yeah.
there. I'm going to pull that mole right off your face. I'm gonna...
I'm
there
actually,
ain't a dog
Miss
for
Melanoma.
Uncle Buck.
Yeah.
I'm actually writing a book about Uncle Buck at the moment, and it's called Molly Russell's Wart.
When
Oh,
it's done, I would like to
So-
know. When
yeah.
it's finished, I would like a copy of that.
Absolutely.
A
I'll
signed
send you one.
copy.
Oh, bless
So
you. I'll send you one.
I have a question for you though, Tracy.
Yeah.
So I think no, I don't mean to stereotype all British people, but they usually have this very kind of dry humor, which I love. I think it's charming. Now does John Candy in his films, does he portray like a kind of like that same vibe, that dry, very sarcastic type of humor?
Not really.
Yeah,
Not really. Not really.
occasionally, but no, he kind of just oozes comedy, and he could lift
Hmm.
his eyebrow and make you laugh. You know, he was just embodied comedy, I think is the word. So yeah, probably not, but the Brits certainly enjoy his sense of humor.
He
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
light a
Zach's trying to
cigar
hit
and
on
walk
you.
away, and you'd be laughing your ass off. You
Yeah.
know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah.
Hey,
You
Zach,
could-
Yes, sir.
I think you're trying to hit on her is what I'm trying to think here.
Is this the questions about the long-suffering
Yeah.
boyfriend?
yeah, he lives in the U.S. His name's
He's a
Zach.
horny truck driver. I can't help it.
Don't worry, I have Mexicans in the back. I can have fun time with them when I need.
Wow.
I thought you were going to say I like Brits, but they've always got bad teeth because that's Family Guy. They've always got bad teeth.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
know
yeah. What about you, Antique Man? You know, last week you were commenting
Not
on, you know,
not a big fan of beef jobs.
last week you were commenting on the accent, and it's like, well, how is You like her accent? Do you think it's pretty thick, or what do you think?
It's I have a I have a lady friend here in the area, and she's from UK, and her accent, you sound just like her, and hers is just a little deeper, and it's hard to understand what she's saying all the time.
Where is she
That
from?
cat.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I love the way a cat just jumps
Don't
in.
even ask me what her first name
completely,
is.
yeah. Just
Antique man don't even know where he's at right now.
Yeah, he has no idea. I think she's in South Dakota still.
Hey, so what are you saying, Sam? So,
So Tracy, when you're writing these books and whatnot, like what type of inspiration goes through your mind when it comes to like coming up with an idea for like another chapter? We'll just say, what
I think
inspires you?
I've just been really lucky that I've met some really lovely people. Like I've interviewed over, I think about 80 people now about John Candy. And
Sure.
a lot of the interviews that everyone just loves him. That's the thing. You're not gonna find any dirt on John. Everyone loves him. Everyone says the same thing, but they've all got these different unique stories. And whether it's like Mel Brooks or whether it's a guy that met him in a bar and had a night out with him and never saw him again, all of those stories are just so brilliant and so lovely that I just love hearing them. So that just kind of keeps you making going forward. I think in the new edition, there's one story that Chris Clues gave me. Now, Chris Clues is like a writer. He wrote for SCTV, he wrote on Mad TV. He wrote, I think, the Simpsons episode, The Death of Fat Tony. And
Hey,
he explains and sort of tells me this whole night about one night they're meant to be working and they can't really get going with the work because John thinks they should have some drinks. Then he thinks they should go out for some food. Then they end up at a strip club. Then they end up somewhere else, you know. And it was just
Wow.
like, it was the most amazing. If you ever wanted to know what a night out with John Candy may be like,
Oh,
it's a
geez.
phenomenal story. And I don't think you could help but be inspired by that, really, because he was just friends to everyone and just such a sweetheart, but also just brilliant in terms of the way he lived, you know. And not sure you could go to work at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and then end up at 4 o'clock in the morning chatting down some police officers that have pulled over two bikers, trying to persuade them not to arrest them, and then them driving past you and dropping a big bag of weed at your side, you know. And that's how the story goes.
Jeez. So when you officially decided to go forward with the first book with the Searching for Candy, and when this was finally officially released,
Yeah.
were there a lot of nerves going through your system at the time beforehand, and then once you started to see this get some attention, what was going through your mind then?
I was really nervous because I wasn't a writer by trade. I still don't consider myself a writer by trade, really. Um, it was the first thing I'd ever released. And you're kind of nervous because, for one, I think a lot of people went, why is it like a girl in the UK writing about John Candy? Do you know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
to some people, that sort of threw them already. The second thing was a lot of people mix me up with the Tracy Morgan, and I'm like, I'm very different to the Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, we
And I'm
couldn't get him today.
you all look alike.
I'm
Yeah.
actually wondering if that's how I got some of the interviews I got, because I was naive and they actually thought they were going to be talking to him and then got me. But
That's right. Here they thought they
um,
go get him, and then they got you. Yep, yep.
yeah, they were too polite to say anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really nervous, and a lot of people had said yes, and a lot of people had said no. And the nice thing is that some of the people who said no about being interviewed went and read that, and then they've been interviewed for the second edition, which is really nice because I
Yeah.
think they could see where I was coming from, a place of kindness and from a fan's point of view, you know. So that's nice. But yeah, it's always nerve-wracking, to be honest, putting
Do you
yourself out,
do
isn't it?
you know how many copies you've been able to sell at all?
Of the first one, I gave a lot away on Kindle as well. I think about 10,000 copies.
Oh wow.
So not too bad. The second one, yeah, persuading people to buy the second one when you've bought the first one, but it's a much better book.
Yeah, it's
But
thicker
we'll
too.
see.
Way thicker. Like a lot more stuff in there.
Yeah, yeah, a lot more. So
So
we'll
with
see.
this book about Uncle Buck, I mean, what can you tell us a little bit about, or what can't you tell? You know, what can you say? What can't you say?
There's well, I was lucky that I got to interview a few of the kids that worked on it. So Jay Underwood, who was Bug, and Jean Louise Kelly, who was Tia. And then I got to interview quite a few of the crew from Uncle Buck. And there's actually loads of deleted scenes and loads of stuff that, they cut out. And I've got some of the old scripts. So it's kind of basically going through the film and then looking at some of the deleted stuff as well. One of the scenes I wish I'd had, and I wish they'd kept in, because Macaulay Culkin's character was getting really bullied at school. And what they didn't show was the turnaround of how Uncle Buck sort of changed his perception of, how he was treated at school. Because do you remember he had his birthday during the film and they got Pooter the Clown? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
Peter the Clown, played by Mike Starr, he would turned up as a drunk clown in a giant mouse, and John Candy basically. Ah, yes, see, Uncle
Oh
Buck
yeah.
come in.
Oh
Yeah, that's
wow.
really
Okay.
exciting.
I didn't know they did that one. I have to pick that
Oh
one
yeah,
up.
he's solidified now.
Yeah,
Tracy,
absolutely.
what about the movie he was supposed to play? Attack. Remember that movie? He was going to
Yeah,
play.
there was quite a
And he
few
died
different.
before, and they said that like all the comedians they had was going to play that movie.
Yeah,
He died, and like
yeah,
Sam Kinison even was going to be on that, be a star in that movie, and
that's
he died.
right.
He
Yeah,
died.
yeah. There was a
Yeah,
few of them. I think John Belushi as well was lined up for it at some
yeah.
stage.
Everybody was a comedian who was heavy, was supposed to play in his part, and they all died.
Which
Yeah,
They didn't even
movie?
make the movie. They canned the movie.
yeah.
What movie was it?
ATUK.
Hmm.
Attack. If
You
you look it
know,
up,
a
John
lot of
Candy was
people.
supposed to star in the Tuck, and he died before. And then I found out Sam Kinison had the offer to do it, and then John Belushi, and they all died before the movie.
There was about six or
Wow.
seven, wasn't there? I can't remember
Yeah,
all of them, but yeah, it's yeah, and they kind of thought it was a cursed movie, and then they pulled it, as you said, they canned it. But
yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
I don't know too much about that other than that fact. That's all I know, really. I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
any more
I
than
thought
that.
I'd
But
bring it
You
up
yeah,
know,
because he was involved in that.
yeah, it's interesting.
the thing is, for Zach, and all of you guys, remember JFK? It was so
Yeah.
Yes.
much different for John Candy. But when you look, I mean, I'm looking at it right now. When you look at the movies he's been in, Rookie of the Year, Cool Runnings. I mean, we all remember that movie. The JFK, Home Alone, Uncle Buck. I mean, he's been in so many movies. Spaceballs, Little Shop of Horrors. It just goes on and on with him. Splash, Stripes was probably one of his best, in my opinion. And the
Ox.
list just goes on.
It's
It's one
just
of those guys you go, that's right, I forgot he was in that movie.
Yeah.
He's in so many good movies.
You said Home Alone. What role did he play? Because I love Home Alone, so I
He's the
may.
polka. He's the polka leader of the polka band who gives mom a ride home and plays clarinet in the back of the truck. He took that from SCTV, I think. He'd had that polka thing for a while.
Yeah.
He's good at that.
Poker,
From
poker.
Sheboygan.
Yeah. Schwendy Brothers.
Yeah.
Does Zach, you do know who he is?
I do. I have
I
a vague
forgot
idea
all
now.
about that.
Absolutely.
Because I love
Yeah.
Home Alone. I love Home Alone 1 and 2. Not a big fan of 3, but
No,
1
that's
and 2 are
fair.
good.
I like part three, myself because I thought three was almost similar to the first two because it was actually in the theaters. It was actually shown in the theaters. It wasn't just direct to DVD or whatever. So I
There you
liked
go,
it.
again about the direct to DVD
Oh,
or
come on.
streaming.
Well, this is like back. When did that come up? About 97, maybe the third one, and then they stopped for a while. Then they started doing direct to DVD or direct to TV films, and that's what they fucked up with the Home Alone 4 and 5. Because they made it like, oh, this is going to be made for a TV movie now. Not exactly what it was supposed to be.
Wait, there was a
So,
4 and a 5th one?
oh yeah,
There's
and I think there's
loads.
probably a sixth one too. Yeah,
It's like
everybody's
Tremors.
they started to just make everything for TV. And then with TV, what happens? They edit everything out, if you're swearing and whatever, and what should be. The Christmas Vacation 2, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Technically, the Christmas Vacation 2 was, or was it My Summer Story or something like that? It was supposed
Okay,
to be
we're
the,
talking about John
you know,
Candy here.
yeah. Well, you know what I'm trying to make a point here, Mad Dog, with all this. It's just like, back in the day, they did do a lot of made for TV things. It's just stuff that nobody talks about. that exists out there in the world. That's kind of shitty cinema, we'll just say.
Well,
They
TV
used
was
me
kind
in
of bread
line
and
in
butter.
the second movie. They used me in the second movie. It was the best one they made. The best one.
Well, I do agree. Home Alone 2 was probably better than Home Alone 1. Just because of being
I
in New
don't
York.
think so. I don't think
John
so.
wasn't in it.
No, he wasn't in it, but I mean, it was still just as good as the first one. But anyway. So Tracy,
Fans you decide.
we appreciate you taking the time and being on the show. For anybody that wants to know more about you or know more of how they can get your books, how can they do so?
Thank you so much for having me on. It's been really lovely to meet you all and to speak to you
Oh,
all. Even if you had
absolutely.
tried to insult me a little bit with the crazy cat lady thing, but that's okay. I can take it.
Oh no, I didn't mean to insult you with that.
Oh no, you didn't. It's fine. I'm joking.
No, I used to have 3 cats and 3 dogs at the same time. So
I have all the
that's just your
cats.
bio.
Sometimes I eat them.
Here, look.
Little bit of salt and pepper.
I like
the
my
fans
cats
section.
with barbecue sauce.
Hey, look. Here's the mad
You
dog
guys
with the cat.
are sad.
Uh,
I don't think that way. I don't think that way.
I know, I'm joking.
we
I'm kidding
loved
with
our-
you. Don't you worry. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
thank you
okay,
for having
good.
me on. But yeah, you can go to searchingforcandy.com. That's my blog, and it tends to have all the links on there. Or you can buy the books from that big bad place on the internet that actually is quite good for indie authors
Yeah.
sometimes.
Well,
So,
sounds good. Well, we appreciate you, Tracy, and I
Tracy, thank you.
appreciate all my panel tonight. And next week will be my birthday episode. So Frankie turns 41 years old, right? How third person is that, right? It's all center, right?
Such a baby. Jeez.
But we're gonna have Rob Fairbanks, the res reporter, make his return to the show, and he might have a mystery guest, and we might have more than that. So you want to stay tuned next week for Renegade Radio, very special episode. So I appreciate you guys, and
Thanks,
thank you,
Tracy.
Tracy. Love you all.
Thank you, Tracy.
Hi,
And we'll see you
Tracy.
again for another great edition of Renegade Radio right here on Facebook.
Keep watching.
Play my music.
Bye bye.